Hello friends, how are you? I hope you all are doing good. So let's continue with our discussion on the budgetary control that we have been doing, right? And I hope whatever we have covered so far, you must have revised it thoroughly, right? You must have understood it, budgetary control, right? So before we start, subscribe to the channel, press the bell icon and also hit the like button. All the important links related to the handbooks, right? If you want to buy the handbooks, you can buy it from our website, that is www.ksjteaching.org. You can buy from there. And all the other important links, Telegram link, Instagram link, mobile app link, because some of the really amazing courses are coming up on the mobile app, right? Where we'll be covering the ICAI SM also, RTPs, MTPs, previous year questions. So we are planning for a course for costing FM both. We will be coming up with a course covering all these things, right? Which will give you a comprehensive practice. So guys, do not miss out on these courses, because these courses are going to be the score changer, right? I'll not say a game changer, I'll say a score changer, right? Which can definitely take your score from 40 to 60, 70 easily in the costing, right? If you can do this much. So do download the mobile app, where we'll be sending you the notifications and where we'll let you know when we are going to start with the course and everything all about the details, right? Okay, so now coming to the budgetary control, we have discussed about the fixed budget, flexible budget, sales budget, production budget. So all these budgets we have discussed about, right? And in this lecture, the first budget that we are going to discuss about is plant utilization budget, right? So the first one is plant utilization budget, right? See, very easy. Now, what is plant utilization? Try to understand what we have studied so far. So we have studied first about the sales budget, that what is the sales quantity that you want to sell, right? Whether it is area wise, it is product wise, or it is quarter wise, it is period wise, whatever it is. So you decide upon the sales quantity you want to sell, isn't it? Based on that sales quantity, I'll say first the sales quantity. On the basis of the sales quantity, you decide what is the production to be done, isn't it? That's what we have done. That on the basis of what you want to sell, you decide what you want to produce, isn't it? Right? This is what we do, because if we don't know what we want to sell, we don't know what we want to produce, isn't it? And there is no fun of producing extra units, or there is no fun of producing shortage. In both the cases, there will be a loss, right? So first we decide the sales quantity, then we decide that what is the number of units that we want to produce. In the production, we consider the opening stock also and the closing stock also. All this we consider into, right? Now, once we have decided that what is the number of units that we want to produce, based on that, what we decide is that on the basis of this production, what is going to be the plant capacity utilization, right? What is going to be the capacity utilization of the plant? Capacity utilization means that to produce the number of units that we have decided in the production budget, what is the what is the number of labor hours that will be required, right? What is the number of machine hours that will be required, isn't it? How many machines will be required? How many machines will be required? So what will be the plant capacity that we are going to utilize to produce the number of units that we have decided in the production budget? See, all the budgets are interlinked. First, sales budget decides what is the quantity that you want to sell. Once you have decided the quantity that you want to sell in the market, you will, based on that, you will produce the goods. Now, if you are going to produce the goods, you will decide that what is the capacity of the plant that you are going to utilize, number of machines required, number of machine hours required, labor hours required, whatever is the requirement, right? Whatever is the capacity utilization, how much of the total installed capacity we are going to utilize for the number of units that we are going to produce, right? So no specific format of this. If we talk about the plant utilization budget, there is no specific format for it. It will depend upon the question, that what is the requirement of the question, right? So we will directly jump onto the question. Let's solve a question. There is no specific format for the plant utilization, right? We have covered these format. Sales budget is there, production budget is there, that we have covered, right? So let's see a question. Question number 4 on this. Three articles three articles X, Y, and Z are produced in a factory. They are through two cost centers A and B. From the data furnished, compile a statement for the budgeted machine utilization, right? So there is a machine installed in the plant. We want to see that depending upon what we want to produce, what will be the utilization of that machine, right? Whether we are going to utilize it 100% or we are going to utilize it to the extent of 50%. Say a machine has the capacity to manufacture 1 lakh units, but depending upon the sale projections, we have decided that we are going to manufacture only 50,000 units. That means we are going to use only 50% capacity of our plant, isn't it? Okay, so we need to decide what about the remaining 50% that is idle, that is going to be idle. What about that? Are we going to manufacture something on that, or it is going to remain idle, because obviously it involves the cost in that, right? So we are required to compile a statement for the budgeted machine utilization. Now what is given is sales budget for the year is given to you, right? There are three products X, Y, and Z. Annual budgeted sales 4800, 2400, and 2400, right? This is what you are planning to sell in the particular year, right? This is annual sales. Opening stock of the finished product. What is the opening stock that is there? 600, 300, and 800. And the closing stock of the finished product that you want to maintain is equivalent to 2 months sale for all the three products, right? Machine hours per unit of the product XYZ, machine hours per unit as per the cost center. So in the cost center A, 30, 200, and 30. In the cost center B, 70, 100, and 20. So it is per unit. Machine hour per unit is given, right? In manufacturing 1 unit, you require 1 unit of X, you require 30 hours in the cost center A and 70 machine hours in the cost center B. After that, total number of machines. Total number of machines available are in the cost center A 284 and in the cost center B it is 256. This is the number of machines that are available, right? What I'm saying is the number of machines that are available in the cost centers, right? In A and B. So total 540 machines are available, right? Just add one line at the bottom, right? Here one line is missing in this document. The line is in the question itself. Total working hours. Total working hours during the year. Total working hours during the year. 2500 hours. 2500 hours per machine. 2500 hours per machine. For one machine, total working hours during the year is 2500 hours per machine, right? So this is an addition in the question. Clear? So this is the question. The first, what is given? The sales budget is given to you, that this is the quantity that you want to sell. The annual budgeted opening is given, closing is given. What you can do from here? What I told you, that first the sales quantity is decided, that is given in the question now. Now this sales quantity, if we talk about this sales quantity, it is given. What about the production quantity, sir? Because the utilization will be dependent upon what you want to produce. Because for the production only you are going to utilize your plant, isn't it? So your production, this utilization will depend upon the production. That means if the sales quantity is given, opening and closing balances are given, you can calculate what is the number of units that you want to produce. Isn't it? Right, sir? Let's see. So production budget in the units. So first we are deciding upon the production in the units. So for the three products, what is the budgeted sales? 4800, 2400, and 2400. Closing stock. Closing stock is 2 months sale. Equivalent to 2 months sale. So for 12 months, it is 4800. So what will be for 2 months, right? This will be 4800 divided by 12 multiplied by 2. Right, so it is 4800 divided by 6. Yes, correct. Okay, and similarly for this 2400 divided by 12 multiplied by 2. This is again 2400 divided by 12 multiplied by 2, because it was given in the question that the closing stock is to be kept as equivalent to 2 months sale. Right, opening stock is given to you in the question, no issues. So from here Budgeted sales, add closing stock, less opening stock will give you the units to be produced. So this is the 5,000, 2,500 and 2,000. Now we need to calculate the machine capacity utilization, right? What is the number of machines required for each product? How many machine hours are required? What is the capacity that we are going to utilize? First, we'll talk about in the cost center A. 3 products, XYZ, no issues. What is the total number of machine hours required? Now you say that you want to manufacture 5,000 units of the X, right? For manufacturing 1 unit of X in the cost center A, the number of hours required is 30, right? 30 hours for 1 unit. How many units you want to manufacture? 5,000, right? So 30 hours for 1 unit. Okay, I'll write it the other way. 1 unit requires 30 hours in A, and you want to manufacture 5,000 units of X. So 30 divided by 1 multiplied by 5,000, that gives you 1,50,000 hours. Correct? 1,50,000 hours. Total machine hours required. Similarly, for Y, in the cost center A, 2,500 units you want to manufacture. For 1 unit in the cost center A and the product Y, 200 hours. So 200 multiplied by 2,500, that will give you 5 lakhs. So similarly for the Z, you will calculate the hours, and same way in the cost center B. In the cost center B, you say that for product X in the cost center B, 70 hours for 1 unit. How many units you want to manufacture? 5,000 units. So 3,50,000 total hours will be required. Clear? So total hours is required. What is the requirement of the hours? That is clear? Right, sir. Great. What is the next thing that is given? He says total number of machines is 284 and 256, right? Total 540. This information, total working hours during the year, 2,500 hours per machine, right? Now listen to it very carefully. I'm talking about this one first, right? Product X, cost center A, right? Product X and cost center A, right? I'm going to talk about it. So what is the total number of machine hours that is required for this? 1,50,000. Now I say 2,500 hours is the working for 1 machine, right? So if you want 1,50,000 machine hours, for 2,500 machine hours, we require 1 machine, that is given in the question, right? So if you want to run this 1,50,000 machine hours, how many machines will be required? How many machines will be required? 60 machines will be required, where 1 machine will run for 2,500 hours. So 60 machines will run for 1,50,000 hours. That is the total requirement for product X in cost center A. 60 machines. Clear? Similarly, for Y, 5 lakh divided by 2,500, 200 machines. Similarly for Z, 60,000 divided by 2,500, 24. So total is 284, and total machines available is 284 only. Clear? Similarly for cost center B, 3,50,000 divided by 2,500, 140, 100 and 16. Total 256 machines. Total 256 machines are available, right? Basically what we have done is the total number of machines we have bifurcated into product X, Y and Z, depending upon the total machine hours that are going to be utilized, and those total machine hours are dependent upon the units to be produced. Isn't it simple? So this is the plant utilization budget, that depending upon the number of units that you want to produce, you will decide upon the capacity utilization of your plant, that how much of your plant will be utilized, how many machines will be utilized, how many machine hours will be utilized. So all these things you are going to decide in this one, right? So we are done with this plant utilization budget, right? Now the next one is very important one, that is direct material purchase budget. Direct material purchase budget, right? This is very important one, right? In many of the questions you will get this, so mark it as very important. Now again listen to it very carefully. So we have decided upon the number of units that you want to produce, right? Production is decided, say 10,000 units you want to manufacture as per production budget, right? That is why this is what the role of production budget is, to decide upon the number of units that we want to produce, right? Now, for the manufacturing of this 10,000 units, you will require the raw material, right? Or not? Without raw material, can you manufacture a product? No, sir, definitely not, right? So if you want to manufacture 10,000 units, first you need to decide upon that what quantity of the raw material is required and what is going to be the cost of that raw material, right? So when we talk about this raw material budget, right, to decide upon this, we prepare the raw material budget. Raw material budget decides upon two things. One thing is the quantity, the other thing is the value or the cost. See, both the things are important. Why? Depending upon the production budget, you will decide that what is the quantity of the raw material that you want to buy, that should be bought, right? We studied the concept of EOQ. Remember, in the material costing, we have already studied the concept of EOQ. It says the economic order quantity. Now, that is very important. Why have we studied EOQ? So that there is neither excess material that is lying, because that will increase my carrying cost, nor there should be a shortage of the material, because that will again involve my cost, isn't it? So for all this thing, we prepare the raw material budget also, that if you want to manufacture 10,000 units, what is the appropriate quantity that should be kept in the store, right? So that it should not be an excess quantity, because that will increase my carrying cost, or it should not be in the shortage also, because that will again impact my production. So both the things are to be considered. For that, the raw material budget. The second thing, value or the cost. Why we want to know this? Because this is one of the major elements of the cost. If you are manufacturing a product, the first element that we discussed is the material element. Now this material is a very important element, right? So you cannot ignore the value or the cost of the raw material. In that case, you might have to look for that from where to buy the raw material, right? There are three suppliers. So you will evaluate out of the three suppliers who are giving us the best price, who are giving us the best quality of the raw material at the best price, isn't it? So the value or the cost is equally important, sir. It is very important, I will say. Isn't it? Right? So in the material purchase budget, we have to see that what is to be purchased. Say for manufacturing a particular product, you can use 2 or 3 types of raw material. So you need to decide upon which raw material is the best for you, right? When it is to be purchased, where it is to be purchased, from which supplier it is to be purchased, right? Which supplier, say there are 3 suppliers, you need to decide upon that which supplier is giving you the best quotation for the raw material, whether the quality is okay for that. If the supplier A is giving you the lowest price, but the quality is not up to the expectations, even then you will have to decide upon, right? So a lot of these answers are, answered by the raw material purchase budget, right, sir? So what is the format for this? Very simple format. Let's see. Direct material purchase budget. Say you want to produce 2 products, product X and product Y, right? Budgeted total usage. Now budgeted total usage means this usage will be dependent upon the production budget, right? Production budget. What is meant by usage? The usage means number of units to be produced. Number of units to be produced multiplied by RM usage, RM consumption per unit, RM consumption per unit, right? So this is what the budgeted total usage means. Now this usage is dependent upon the number of units that you have decided to produce in the production budget. That is why all the budgets are linked. Production is dependent upon sales. So sales, production to machine utilization. Then what is the raw material that is to be purchased? How much quantity is to be purchased? What is going to be the value that we are going to purchase? So all these things are interlinked. So if you study in these interlinkages, it is very easy chapter, right? You will remember all the things. So this is the total usage for the number of units that we have decided to produce. Is there any closing stock that you want to keep? Yes. So you will add that closing stock of raw material. Is there any opening stock that is already lying in the godown? Obviously, sir, you will reduce that, right? Because again, you don't want the excess raw material to be lying, because that will increase the carrying cost. Okay, so you will reduce if there is any stock that is already lying in the store. You will reduce that, right? Because that is already there. So this is the budgeted purchases that we want to purchase for the raw material. Now multiplied by the rate per unit, that will give you the budgeted purchases in value. This will give you the value of the raw material that is to be purchased, right? So this is generally how the direct material purchase budget is prepared, right? Now, the format or anything can vary depending upon the information that is given, right? So products can be taken on another side, or whatever the information is given. The basic conceptual part is going to remain this only, right? That this is how you want to calculate. This is how you can calculate that what is the quantity of the direct material that is to be purchased, and what is the price that we will have to pay for the purchase of that raw material. Okay. Now, which raw material we should buy, from where we should buy, in which of the plant more of the raw material is required, from which supplier we need to buy. So all these things you need to decide in the raw material budget. I hope this much is clear. So let's do a practical problem on this now. Let's see. Question number 5. A manufacturing company provides you the following information. Particulars for the product A and product B, right? So this product A and product B, these are your finished goods, right? Material X and material Y, these are your raw materials. Okay. Now in the manufacturing of product A, 2 units of material X are required, and what is the price that you are paying for the material X? That is 3 rupees per unit. In the manufacturing of product A only, material Y is used, 1 unit of material Y is used at 1 per unit, right? Units to be purchased as per the production budget, right? To be produced, not purchased, it should be the units to be produced, right? As per the production budget, it is the 10,000 and 5,000. Clear? Inventory of raw material, material X and material Y. Opening stock is given, estimated closing stock is given to you. Prepare the direct material usage and the purchase budget for the year 2014. That what is the material that is to be used, right? Usage means what material will be used depending upon the number of units that you have decided to produce as per the production budget, right? And depending upon that usage and the opening and closing inventory, what is the number of units that you are going to purchase? So there is a difference between this word usage and the purchase. Usage is what is the quantity that is going to be used in the number of units that you have decided to produce. Purchase is out of that, what is the quantity that you want to purchase. Purchase will be dependent upon the opening and closing stock adjustment, right? So the budgeted production for the units, the budgeted usage, right, for material X and material Y. For product A, see, for product A, you want to manufacture 10,000 units, and for 1 unit of product A, 2 units of the material X are to be used. So for 10,000 units, 20,000 units will be used, and material Y, 10,000 units, isn't it? 20,000 and 10,000. Similarly, for product B, You want to manufacture 4,000 units, right? In manufacturing 4,000 units, what you will require is 4 units of the material X, that is 16,000 units for 4,000 units, and for 1 unit 2 units of material Y, so for 4,000 8,000 units, right? So 16,000 and 8,000 total 36,000 and 18,000. Add closing stock that is given to you in the question, that is 16,000 and 4,000 less opening stock. These are given in the question to you, right? So this is the purchase, right? Total requirement, this is total requirement. Total requirement as per production budget 36,000 and 18,000, right? Total requirement as per production budget, right? 36,000 and 18,000. Add closing stock 16,000 and 4,000 given, less opening stock, that this stock is already lying there. So why to order extra things, right? Why to order any extra things? So for that, after the adjustment, you will get the number of units that you want to purchase. This is purchase budget. Now rate per unit is given as 3 and 1. So the value, budgeted purchases in value. In rupees it is given, right? 1,20,000 and 20,000. Clear? This is material purchase budget. Now this information can be presented in the different ways depending upon the situation, depending upon the question that is available to you in the examination, right? Or practice, whatever it is, right? It will depend upon that. But the basic crux of this raw material purchase budget is this only, right? The basic is this, that how to calculate the raw material quantity that is to be purchased. First, usage, right? So basically you have studied two things. If you talk about the raw material, you are studying two things. One is the usage, right? The other thing is the purchase. So you are studying two things, usage and purchase, right? Usage is dependent upon the production, that how much of the quantity you want to produce, and depending upon the usage we decide upon the purchase. Clear? So in this lecture we have covered two budgets. One is the plant utilization budget and the next one is the direct material purchase budget, right? So in the next lecture we will discuss about the labor cost budget we are going to discuss, right? And then we'll see more of some more factory overheads budget is there where no specific format as such, right? We'll see all these budgets. Direct labor cost budget we will discuss, factory overheads budget we will discuss, then we'll discuss about production cost budget, then we will discuss about cost of goods sold budget, right? And in between there will be some small budgets like ending inventory budget is there. We'll just quickly go through those budgets which are very going to be very simple, where not much of discussion is required, right? Important budgets, all the important budgets we are going to cover. Do not worry about it. And most importantly guys, share these lectures with all your friends on all the platforms. That is the one thing that we expect out of you people that support us by sharing maximum with maximum people, right? That is one support we really expect from you guys. Okay, so see you guys in the next lecture. Till then, stay safe, stay healthy, keep studying, keep sharing. Thank you so much.